Heavy on the
Welcome
wrist.
to another edition of Heavy on the Wrist podcast. We got a special interview this week. We got Little Flip coming on the podcast. Shout outs DJ Snow. We're gonna get right into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's right, the ride has ascended. The flight is now departed and arriving slowly. This is another weekly premiere of The Ryan Show FM, broadcasting internationally, yes, in every single country that matters. And some that, well, according to the World Health Organization, just don't. But that's why we're here, to pump you up and get you hyped and bring the Ryan Show goodness to you each and every week. Legendary MC, leader of the Lost Boys, Commander Cheeks is in the house tonight.
You already?
And a man who this week is the most lit in the room, potentially even the most lit man in New York City, socialite, Hampton Dave.
Bing?
Hamptons Dave. I called you the wrong name. I'm like...
Dave Hamptons.
Dave Hamptons. I'm the one that usually corrects people. Hamptons Dave. No apostrophe. Get it right. It's a rap name. It's an alias. It's the truth,
lifestyle.
baby. It's a lifestyle.
Man. No doubt.
And man, what a week it's been. We've had a lot of partying going on here on the Ryan Show FM over the past few weeks, but things are kind of cooled out. I feel nice. It's like the three of us are back here chilling. Not too much craziness is going on. Behind the scenes, we do have Maki from Yamaku. You can't see him off camera or on camera. We've got Maki from the Q here tonight. It's almost like a throwback to doing it as a podcast in the sushi restaurant.
What is he? He's over your crib?
He's over here at the crib.
Oh, it's adorable.
It's cute,
like
right?
that.
We got everyone here. We got producers, both new and old. We've got intern Mateo. We've got the lovely Nora and Mac Daddy all here tonight, chilling with us. And what a night do we have ahead. We're bringing hip-hop legends together yet again, but this time a hip-hop legend that has never been on the show is coming for the first time. Houston's own, arguably, he was like the first really poppin' rapper that I remember to come out of Houston back in the 2000s, kind of ushered in a whole era of crunkness and craziness back then. So I'm very excited to hear what Lil Flip has going on.
Yes, sir.
So that being said, Cheeks, any crazy Lil Flip stories that we have to look forward to? Have you ever gone on tour with him or anything like that?
Nah. No Little Flip stories, brother.
Well, we're gonna make one tonight.
Time to make them, yeah.
It's time to make a Lil Flip story here in the Zoom chat. So
No doubt.
the freestyle camp, I'm actually very excited because he was one of those younger dudes that really blew up. He was 18 years old. Those that remember. So do some Googling, check out Lil Flip as we get ready for tonight. And it's almost time, guys. The Super Bowl. We've talked about this. We've given at least 3 predictions on the Super Bowl, but it's finally here this week. A matchup of the 2 greatest quarterbacks that at least I've seen so far. I know it has yet to be determined about Patrick Mahomes, but Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes, Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, Pirates versus
My
Indians.
prediction is still out there. I said the Bucks were gonna win it since the beginning of the year. Go back to the tape. I didn't give a team that they were gonna play against though. I just said they're gonna beat the field.
I just my guts told me the Chiefs. I said the Buffalo Bills just to piss you off because you're a Jets fan, but I don't know. Patrick, that whole team is looking pretty good, those Chiefs.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the Bucks got it.
So what has Madden predicted? That's also Madden sometimes does a pretty good job in predicting the outcome of the Super Bowl. Cheeks, I know you're a big Madden guy. Have you simulated this? What do you think?
Gotta go with the old school. Get it going, man. Tom to be Brady, baby.
Tampa
Come
Bay.
on with my man. They shut him down in New England. He went over there and said, "Let me do this real quick.
Yep.
You gotta go take the ring. Let Bill Belichick understand this is what I do. With or without you. I mean,
Bing.
And he's doing just that. And Danny Amendola today coming out and saying that the Patriot way is really the Tom Brady way. Taking shots at old Billy Belichick.
Wait. Billy Belichick.
Billy Belichick.
Oh, yeah, his best days were with the Giants. Overrated.
I will say his maneuver when the Jets signed him as the coach and he left immediately was pretty good.
What was that about? I never heard that.
Yeah, he was about to become the Jets coach and then he left. And I think
Damn.
that's when Rich Kotite took over after that.
I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening. I guess we'll see what happens. It seems though that he's in a better shape than Peyton Manning was that year. Remember Manning's last year? It was just terrible to watch. I felt bad, but he had such a great team around him. They still won the Super Bowl. But I mean, you saw the passes that he was completing just the last game. That crazy ass Hail Mary. So shouts to Tom Brady. And there's an article right now on the RyanShow.fm. We've got some great writers. All of them seem to be writing about Tom Brady. I think there's like 3 articles out now on the RyanShow.fm. So check that out. Some great sports. Big shouts to Mac Daddy for putting all of that together.
Mac Diesel.
Yes, sir. And so we're going to be talking about a few things tonight, including Clubhouse, that we're going to get into later on. The Ryan Show Clubhouse last week, it was pretty empty, but that's all right. It's because we didn't invite anybody into the Clubhouse. I was waiting. I was like, all right, well, Cheeks isn't coming. Dave's not coming. I sat there. I drank alone in that Clubhouse for quite a while. And, who knows? Maybe we'll do something on the Clubhouse maybe one day. I'll tell you this. The graphic is badass, so it's staying up on the Instagram.
I like
it.
It's
amazing what a green shade does. We look really cool green. We look like aliens.
Saw it.
I know you guys hate that.
I just can't talk all day on the phone like that though.
Yeah, it's brutal, dude. Yeah, let's be honest. This Clubhouse thing is a wrap.
Clubhouse
like
is just a whole different now. You got to be over in the clubhouse.
Yeah, no way. Sorry. Like it's people that want shows.
I'm like, man, I don't feel like really talking right now. But I don't know. Big up to Clubhouse though.
My thing is, I don't feel like listening. The talking's all right. I just hate having to listen to people.
Oh man,
the story of his life.
Yep. This Instagram with vocals out.
It's brutal. It is, and it's like you said, Cheeks. There's some good networking. You can meet some people. I was in a room the other day with Mike Jones. There's 5 of us in there.
Who is?
Like,
Mike Jones.
Yeah, there's 5 people. He was hosting a room, and just 5 people were there. I was surprised. So, you can connect with some people or whatever. But yeah, I think that the Clubhouse thing is a wrap. It seems that there's a lot of people on there that want to have a radio show. So instead of having to go through the loops and rings like we have to and do a radio show, record it, put it out, distribute it, edit it, put the beeps over it. It seems like it's just another way for people to go and do that. And especially when you have an online station. And this is nothing against our online radio stations, but it's tough, obviously, to get people to listen to them.
Shots fired. It's
one thing if you're in the car and you're forced to listen to something, but hey, it is what it is. So Clubhouse kind of gives people that power where, I notice a lot of online radio hosts are kind of moving over there. So, hey, more power to them. But us, we stick to these FM and online airwaves. So that being said, it's time to bless these airwaves. We do have DJ Honky Wonky, as always. Here's Dave. A guy like you could go through the treadmill and all the exercise. And, I know that you've lost some weight. Last time I saw you, I guess you told me you'd cut out bread from your diet. You were noticeably skinnier. Why are you torturing yourself when you can just get on some Feed Me More nutrition, some HGH, some Bull Shark testosterone? Load your body up, Hamptons, Dave. It's way easier.
No chemicals in this body.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, are you kidding me? No chemicals in that body.
This week.
Lies. We had a good weekend, though. Hams Dave did visit the Hamptons. He visited his namesake finally.
Had to come bless him. It's good. It's like, it's like a father, coming back and seeing your son grow into something that you thought it could. It's all about how you mentor these kids when they're young. So I was raised in that town. You didn't even notice it while we were growing up. But Daddy was over here doing daddy things. And it's always good to go back and see the Hamptons come out the way that
I love the way that you really do feel like you are daddy, the father of the
right.
Hamptons.
I just drove around Sag Harbor feeling like, man.
I saw making Instagram stories. Like, he literally, Cheeks, I don't know if you saw, but he made an Instagram story with the song Daddy's Home. And he was just driving around Sag Harbor, and he had put the song Daddy's Home over the video.
Real shit.
Gotta let him know.
Crazy. And people were very surprised this week, not just to see Hamptons Dave, but to see a new WWE 24/7 champion. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't watch WWE pay-per-views, but I did watch a clip that was sent to me by Hamptons Dave. Rosenberg, one of my favorite radio personalities. I will say this. Usually I like radio personalities for the wrong reason. Howard Stern, Anthony, they're usually just hilarious jerks. Rosenberg seems like he's a good guy until he betrays R-Truth and turns heel on national. I guess it's like pay-per-view or national television, and pins him, and is now the new 24/7 champion. So big
yeah, I
shouts
didn't
to
even
Rosenberg.
really know about that 24/7 belt. So that's
That's
I
what
guess the
when our
concept of-
truth came on the
Yeah.
show last time. We could have done the same thing. Essentially, we missed our opportunity to do the exact
anybody
same
could.
thing.
Yeah.
Anyone can,
Imagine
yeah,
if we
big
would have just
shouts.
tried to
dude.
no,
Next time, like,
unscripted.
yeah, it's going to start happening. I mean, not just because it's Rosenberg that pinned him, but because anytime he goes on a podcast or a radio show now, he's in danger. No offense. By the way, Rosenberg has some fire that's coming out, which we're actually going to be playing going into the next break. We're going to be playing
Yeah,
Marcus Smart.
I always comment. I like
Flea Lord.
the song is fire. Stove God Cooks and Flea Lord.
Nasty.
I just can't mess with the Celtics. So I always, when I commented on like all the posts and everything, I said I'm never messing with the Celtics, but this Marcus Smart is hard.
I don't blame you for not messing with the Celtics, but Rosenberg's. He's like, I guess he's curating an album.
Yeah,
I was confused. I was hoping I was going to hear a Rosenberg verse. When I saw Rosenberg, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I heard, he does the Thanksgiving round.
Like, yeah, he does the Thanksgiving, but it's a compilation of, pretty much like all like the artists that'll have on like, Late Night with Peter Rosenberg, like all the underground, I guess you call them now. I don't even know what underground it is anymore with the internet. Everybody could just
internet
drop music
rappers.
Yeah. But they're not. They're
not.
They
no,
are.
it's
Like,
definitely
yeah,
an
they're
insult.
like
They're technically underground. The definitions change over time. But dude, fire. I'm excited to see the rest of it. I'm sure it's going to be very well done. And yeah, just it's cool to see the ascension. It's good to see the evolution of people that you're entertained by. Yeah, shouts to Peter.
I wonder when they
Rosenberg.
wrote that in because I was listening to the Michael K show and they had Triple H on, and Michael K asked if they would ever incorporate Peter Rosenberg in any of the fights, and they didn't give anything up there. But then
It's
all of a sudden-
marketing genius.
Yeah,
By it's probably Peter Rosenberg that thought of it, because the dude, he knows what he's doing. He really does
Yeah.
understand media. He's on all these different platforms. So by WWE giving him a belt, he's going on ESPN.
well, he's been on
going
WWE.
No, as doing like some type of
Yeah.
announcing, or not even play-by-play, where he just does like the pre-show or whatever. But now he's going to be on ESPN. He's going to be on YES. Or yes, he's going to be on Hot 97 with the belt, promoting WWE to a whole different demographic
Yep,
than these rednecks.
it's got to be lit for him because I know he's a like a lifelong fan.
Yo, honestly,
I
he's a
liked
character.
Mateo's reaction in the Zoom when you said rednecks.
Why is he offended?
No, he started laughing, but I like to zoom in on some people and just watching me when they're not talking to see how.
That's
They
why Nora
react
hides
awkward.
her camera.
Yep, yeah, it's all right. Pretty much, I just keep it on Nora the whole time. But hey, Nora,
Oh my lord. Everybody
Nah.
that is listening right now, we are all on social media, so you can see what it is that we're doing.
we're
And
everywhere.
if you're lucky, maybe even catch a YouTube clip or two. We're at the Ryan Show, all three of us collectively. Also at the Real Mr. Cheeks 132, at Hamptons Dave, and me, I prefer a hashtag. Stay out of my DMs. Hashtag Ryan Vernell. Support us that way.
Kelly must be in
also-
the room.
Yeah. Yeah,
DMs
no,
are
not-
open over here. DMs are open over here.
Oh my lord. I think
Ladies,
that
submit your OnlyFans.
which, by the way, OnlyFans. I mean, there's been some crazy stuff going on the internet over the past week. All of these new apps are really changing the game. OnlyFans has changed porn forever. Robinhood has changed the stock market forever. So we got a whole lot of good stuff going on tonight. Not just Lil Flip, Houston legend, coming tonight, but we're also going to address last week's segment that upset many listeners. A lot of people were offended. A lot of Yankee fans hit us up. I mean, I didn't realize that. It seems almost now that I look back at it that Jeeves B really was just attacking the Yankees, right?
It was
It's
all
like
Yankee players.
It was all Yankee players.
So I can't trust
He's
anybody
talking
out of
about-
New York.
So we had a PSA segment, right? And we remember back in the day, Charles Barkley gave that PSA saying athletes are not role models. So he was giving his own take on it since he had been let down by all of his favorite athletes. But instead, all he did was really attack just the Yankees. It's crazy. So it was a terrible PSA. We're never doing that again. Sorry, Jeeves. We love you, Jeeves. But it's a Yankee fan. It's just not happening. We can't
I'm
give
not
him those.
sorry, Jeeves.
We can't give him that platform, the platform to do that. It's crazy. It's the Ryan Show, FM, broadcasting just about everywhere. At least we're doing our best. And it is good to be here tonight because we're doubling down yet again on the hip hop legend here in the Zoom chat. That's right. New York, strongly represented. Hamptons, strongly represented. With Hamptons Dave sitting here in the left corner. And the one and only, a pioneer in hip hop, just like Mr. Cheeks. Oh, and I'm jealous. I see him sipping on something good over there. We've got the one and only Lil Flip out of Houston in the building tonight.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yo, my guy.
I'm chilling, baby. Good to see you. Happy New Year and all of that.
And same to you, my guy, man. I just been working smart, now hard, staying out the way.
Basically, keeping busy, baby. No doubt.
Good to see you on the road, still working.
Yes,
In
the
the
authentic
Sprinter.
sprinter,
Yep.
the sprinter feel. And I asked Cheeks earlier,
Yep.
like every so often, Cheeks will have some wild ass stories with different hip hop legends that get on here. But is this the first time that you two have literally spoken, or have you guys rubbed shoulders over the years?
We spoke up when I was out there. I think some one time out there when we was
Yep.
maybe the GZ joints, some tours and shit. Like we met up before.
Yeah, man. A lot of times we had shows together, at least 5 to 8, different times in our career. Stages, I seen them in New York a few times as well. Come on, man. We all know. Come on, man. This is
No
legendary.
question.
That's what I'm saying. Now, I also heard that you're a fan of New York hip hop.
Of course.
Which New York rapper would you say had the most influence on you?
Man, that'll single it out. I would have to say out top, huge is Big L fan. You know what I'm saying? Big
Nice.
L, man. As he was rapping with Children of the Corn, man, Cam and all them, man. But yeah, man, Big L, Hater, the Lost Boys, and not just because he
No doubt.
Black Sheep, Tribe Conquest. Of course, the Jays, the Nas, Wu-Tang. I got the Wu-Tang logo, had it on my neck.
Okay.
I have a story with them. I met them like 3 different occasions of my life. So you never know what God have for you, man.
Yo, Texas has some underrated bar work. And you yourself, like anyone that knows you knows you're the freestyle king for a reason. I mean, just recently I saw a 20-minute freestyle that must have been released like in the last like 2 or 3 months of you, with you just going ham for like a straight 20 minutes, all off the top of your head. So clearly he was listening to some New York.
Yeah, see, my whole family do music. So, like my grandmother, my uncle, my aunt, my dad, my aunt sings with Invoke. We related to Charles Wilson. So, just freestyling over lyrics and shit, that's just been my life.
Facts.
Freestyling, man, I always did that, man. Use my own, words, like, before you the 5 beats and the 4 beats, you rapping over everybody else's beats. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Freestyling, and I hooked up with DJ Screw, so, and then I used to battle rap. We battle off the top of the head, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't write. But I'm cool with a lot of battle rappers as well. All of them, everybody, like Hollow the Dunn, Loaded Bucks, everybody, the whole culture. So, down south, I battled.
What was that like? What was a battle rap like down south? Because I'm used to seeing the battle raps, from, Detroit and then Philadelphia, where it's more like an arena base. What's it like, a rap battle back when, during your come up down in Houston?
Man, off the top of the head, I just had to shred them. What they got on, like times, man. I won plenty trophies. Awards and plaques and different things. Yeah, man.
And this was young, right? This wasn't like later on. Like you were young, like in high school when you were doing this stuff.
Right. Yeah, I was young. It was in middle school as well.
Middle school.
Yeah, it was middle school and at some elementary because I always did talent.
Nice. I listened to the Leprechaun album today. And it's crazy to think that you came up with such a creative album at such a young age. And I was wondering, like, the whole thing, was it written down at all? Was the entire thing freestyled?
Leprechaun. What song was I in on that? on my Leprechaun album, I freestyle like half of that album and I wrote because I take pride in my pen as well. Being down south, like down south got a lot of flack for not having lyricists and so I take pride when I do bars and shows as well. And I feel like if you got rappers, you got MCs, you know what I'm saying? It's the difference. And so I feel like if I rap a verse and I ain't say shit to make you be like, man, what the f he say? Rewind this shit, then I ain't do my job. And if you go back to my catalog or anybody I did features with, no disrespect to anybody, but I figured out a way to steal the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And
game over.
Stand out. Even like him, Riding Spinners. Ball, I got so many different records I did with a lot of people, but I know how to infuse things that'll make the crowd get into it as well. Like if you think about Like a Pimp, every time I perform it, everybody goes, on the porch, choo choo, and like I drop the music on certain punchlines because I'm already concert.
Yeah.
That was an insane video, by the way. That video shoot must have been crazy.
Which one? The Like a Pimp one?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy, man. Like a Pimp was like, we had so much fun with Like a Pimp, man. Like, it was cool. Like, a lot of people came out. Had this thing that elevated, like I and shit, like I was elevated. I'll never forget that. Like Jackson, Mississippi, we sold a lot of records out there. I did a lot of groundwork as well.
To me, like that video and that song really just embodied that era and that part of the country and the music that was coming out of there. And just like like you said, so many people came out. It was a party. Everyone was wearing the ill jerseys. You had this sick little flip jersey on. Like, it was
the jersey collection always.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
always. That. Yeah, so did I. Always loved the jerseys too. That's why I always recognized the jersey from all your videos and just seeing you always had the lit jerseys on.
Yeah, I used to design them. I designed my jerseys and draw them, and I had different people, man, make them for me. I used to throw them.
That was the throwback era too. That was whenever that throwback shit.
I used to
that whole era down there in Houston when you were coming up was crazy. Everybody, just your peers, you're putting music out, the same time from your area are all hitting at that time too.
Yeah, that was the good old days, man.
Where Texas was like, it was like full-fledged, like between everybody that was coming out of there. And if you ask, like, those that know really know. I really like looking at YouTube comments when I put an interview together because that's like the most revealing, at least like according to the fan and according to the people that are like going out of their way to really look at things. And the love that you get, Flip, from like real hip hop fans and from like real fans of that area and from, that era, it just shows that, the impact that you really made back then. So, and how you've carried the momentum and other things, because not everybody finds ways to stay relevant, and you've gone out and done entrepreneurially, you've gone out and done so much other things, which actually leads me into asking you, I see that you're heavily involved now in the 420 community.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So what do we got going on? Because I know a lot of, like, pretty much all of our
that.
listeners, we're all smoking, we're all doing something involved with 420. So what exactly is it that we have going on right now? Your products.
Man, I got a few different strains coming out. I got Lotto, Flip Lotto coming. I got a strain called Purple Clovers coming. I had something called Cloverland Kush, a strain that I did. So I got a few different things in the thing. Like it's about to be crazy. I take my time to put my name on things to do it. So I wanted to make sure cultivated it right, everything.
A lot of potential references too with your music, where it just like goes naturally with the weed. Like you said, the Leprechaun and the Cloverfield. It's great.
Definitely, man. Definitely, I agree.
So, like, getting more into the 420 world, has it like changed your opinion on the legality? Because I have to say, I'm almost like not looking forward to weed becoming legal in New York as a consumer. Just because it's like I like having like the mom and pop shop aka like, the guy that's like that you've known forever
Yeah.
that sold you your butt, and now like the government's gonna come down and do their best to stop all of that, to tax it. I don't want to go to the soup, but that being said, you've been like exposed to like the actual like legal weed business. Has it given you more faith that the government will do a good job when it becomes legal, or are you of my mindset and you're just kind of paranoid?
Nah, I'm not. I mean, I feel like the world is like learning, like really like petty. It's like petty. It really helps some people. I mean, obviously some people abuse it well, but it really helps people. Like I say, I've been to a lot of different places where it's legal. Both places, medical and recreation. So I was just in Phoenix. Got some collaborations out that way as well. So now, I feel like the world is getting it. I mean, people are making a lot of money off of it. I know dispensaries that are doing a lot of stuff to help people and giving away a lot of the money as well. And CBD alone, helps a lot of people with different illnesses and sickness. And so I just feel like, man, y'all go get y'all money. The government, like Face Safe is cool enough. It's taxable. It's cool enough,
Yo, you make a really good point about the medicine part. See, like selfish old me, I'm just thinking about like how much I like the weed cheaper and not to deal with the government. But you're right, like it is an actual medicine, and that is the reason why it should become legal, because it's the amount of like pharmaceutical companies that just cash in on taking advantage of people with cancer and all these other illnesses. So yeah, you make a good point.
And some people it keep out of trouble, and some people it calms them down, and some people it makes them more creative. I don't know too many people that put weed and be like, hey, okay, I'm high now. I want to go just, do stupid shit, rob a bank. Like, like Texas,
Facts.
man. We lay back and play it, man.
Yo, there wouldn't be a Ryan show if I didn't smoke weed. I'll tell you right now, because there's been many times, I think it's been, like 4 years since I've had a regular job and I've just been winging it, doing this thing. Yeah, it's because I'm high all the time, everybody. So that's the secret. Just keep going. Keep smoking. Keep going. For sure.
Big shouts to marijuana.
Big shout.
Any way you consume it.
Except edibles. I mean, I love edibles,
Yeah.
but there has been like days lost of my life with these damn edibles. Now that being said, I saw another like weed meme, I guess you could say, and they were talking about how there's pesticides in certain weed, and this is just something I was never aware of, maybe because I'm in New York where it's illegal, so I don't really think about the science of it. But being also in the legal weed game now, can you tell a difference when like something is grown with these pesticides? Like, like I guess like healthy weed versus weed that's really been manufactured?
I can't necessarily tell what it is when it's in it, but I can tell when some shit ain't right. You're like,
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit too much. I don't know what it is, but it's a little too much or something, I can tell when it's not right. I might not know what the hell it is, but I know when some
All right, so I'm
tastes
gonna.
too much.
This is what they tell me from what I read in the meme. Like when the weed is like super dense, super dense. You guys know what I'm talking about, and it's
Right.
like it's almost hard to break up. Apparently, that's due to pesticides. So I don't know how true it is, because I guess like when weed gets old, it is kind of supposed to like crisp apart, right? So at least according to these memes, which a lot of it is fake news, so I'm not sure. So I challenge any of the listeners out there that are driving around in their cars right now, let us know at The Ryan Show if this is true or if I sound like a complete ass. Am I doing this correct? So we have a freestyle legend here in the building, the king of freestyling out of the South. Lil Flip is here in the building. And Flip, I have to ask you first things first as we get back from break, is there a secret to freestyling well to any of the kids out there listening?
I'm not gonna say it's a secret, but I would just say it will help if you rap about what you actually live, for starters. Second, rap about what you see. Rap about what you've been through. Think about all the movies you watch, the cartoons, the foods you like, the women you like, whatever, just whatever, if you're a guy, women, what each his own, but I just rap about what the I go through and what I'm experiencing, and 99% of my music is my life and like what somebody around me is going through. So, just hey, be you. If you being you, if you like Converse and regular Levi's, rap about the shit you like. Don't be afraid to, express yourself. and be you, because a lot of people, they like, okay, well, Peppies is the new thing, or Red Bottoms. Like, so people rap about stuff because they hear other people rap about them, but that's something that they don't like or can't even afford. Rap about what the you can afford, and it's a lot of people that relate.
It's funny you say that because what happens with me is when I start freestyling, I usually start insulting somebody that I'm with, or start making fun of somebody or something I don't like.
Just happened this weekend.
Just happened this weekend. Like all of a sudden, it just turns into like a terrible, mean diss track. Maybe I'm just terrible.
To a roast.
To a roast, exactly. Well, there you go. That's the so that's some advice. Hopefully, that I should heed from the great Lil Flip. And another thing I noticed, Flip, in this 20-minute freestyle, there was some like really like big news to the hip hop fans that know. And you mentioned at about the 17-minute mark, if I'm not mistaken, that you're working with T.I. and the beef has been put to the side. Am I crazy, or did I hear that in the freestyle?
Yeah, man, we had a couple conversations about getting on each other podcast. So yeah, we had a conversation about 3 months ago, something like that. Yep.
And that's one thing that people like to see is the gap get bridged. So yeah, hey, cheers to that.
Right. Good.
So yeah, hey, there we go. There's nothing like getting past all that stuff. So that's very exciting. So your podcast, tell us a little bit more about your podcast, because everybody has a podcast now. But I watched your podcast, and you're a hell of a host. You're very funny, and you know how to like keep it going. So has there been any like prior broadcasting before this, or is this the first time you've done something like this?
Well, I mean, I've been like, see, that's why I call myself Flip Mayweather, because I was born in it, I sworn in it, meaning that Flip Mayweather. Money Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather, like our life is like parallel, because he was born in his family, his uncle, his dad boxed. You see what I'm saying? You're born into this is the family business. Music is my family business. So
it's second nature.
Exactly, man. So I just do that shit, man, you know, with the freestyle. But like the podcast, as far as that goes, like I put that off. Like, I came up with the idea to do a podcast 8 years ago, and I'm like, all I know is I want to have a wheel and make the guests spin. That's all I knew, like, when I came up with the idea. But I was doing so much stuff. So when the pandemic came, I'm like, all right, well, I'm not touring no more. I just went into my memory bank of all the other ideas I've been just having on hold, because I'm a real, like a strategic person, like I'm to organize and stuff. Like, even all my albums, I have them tattooed on my arm, but I knew the name of my albums like when I was like 8, 9. I had already had it in my head. I mean, my first album this, second album this, blah, blah, blah. So with the podcast, man, yeah, I'm having fun, man. I have my own radio show on XM Radio. I was on 66 Raw.
I knew it, because I could tell when you were doing the podcast that it wasn't your first time broadcasting.
Yeah, man. So I've had my own radio show. I had 2 million listeners on 66 Raw. I had Clover G Radio for 2 years. But prior to that, I mean, I took media training. You know, even the elementary school I went to, I was paying Spanish, English, and all that media training, editing skills. You know what I mean? So, like, I've already been groomed as a kid to be comfortable in front of a mic or being on TV or closing the business. It don't matter what room you put me in, I'm gonna come out with a deal.
Has there been any unexpected perk since you started that podcast? Something that was beneficial that came from it you didn't expect?
Yeah, I got to have conversations with my peers that I normally don't really get to have, because a lot of times I see them when we're in work environments. Like, we at the club. Like, I see Mr. T. Most time we at the club, like, we see each other. Oh, bro, hey, I'm over here. I'm going to this after party. Hey, I got a guy want a verse. You know, we out on our bag hunt, so we don't really have time to be like, "How you doing, bro? What's going on in your life? Hey, what you working on? Who your favorite team? What's your food?" You know, it's like, so I'm actually having fun doing that, and then, you know, it's more easier to get to an interview with you than get them to do a record with you. You know, a lot of artists, they'll probably I'm gonna do a verse, and then, you know, they never do it. But you get an interview, and they'll do the interview, man. So, you know, it's fine though. But thank God, majority of the people that I have interviewed, I got, you know, work with them. So, you know, Out to the good, man.
Yeah.
That's great. Is there like a dream interview? If there's one person that you'd like to have on in 2021 to talk to about anything, who would be that guest?
Well, my dream interview has to, two people, like, well, three people. I mean, of course, it would have to be Jada Kid for one. Jada Kid's one of my favorite rappers.
That'd be sick.
Jada, then Sade.
Sade.
Those are my bucket list for
Yeah.
because you and music, and then I got to DJ EFN and Nori, because I had so much fun when I went on a podcast that I gotta bring them on my podcast, man, so we can, have fun, man. Like I had so much fun when I did their podcast. I was like, man, this is cool. It's less pressure of, which I don't even feel pressure when it's time to do shows and none of that anyway, but it just felt like you
was just chilling
with your home. Yeah, it didn't feel like I got to be up on stage. I got to remember all these words. It's a different vibe. It's a more laid back. And so the vibe that I got when I did that interview, man, was, a pleasant vibe. I did a lot of interviews on a lot of people's podcasts, but the vibe that I had with, Drink Champs and Nori and EFN, I always said, my podcast, that vibe, we're going to have that fun vibe. It's not going to be hostile. Get celebrities on your show and ask them stuff for clickbait. Like, nah, we ain't on that, and that's what I like, good vibes, laughing, taking shots, smoking, celebrating the art and the person who we interviewing, because life is short. A lot of people dying, and some people that I was supposed to that ended up dying, like, some weeks later or months later before I could do the interview. One person, I ain't gonna say his name, but one person died the day before I was to do it, so it's like,
man,
it's crazy. Then, I interviewed, rest in peace to Southpack, my homie DJ E Sud artist. I interviewed him like 2 months, probably 4 months ago. He passed away a couple months ago. So, he was a fun man, interview, man, fun soul, energetic, man. He's only 16 years old, and his mind was so elevated, Like, he reminded me of myself. His mind was light years ahead. You wouldn't have thought he was 16 years old. So rest in peace to Styles Bag, and rest in peace to my mother, Mary Weston.
it's a shame, man.
Definitely.
It's a damn shame.
Condolences.
You make a good point. Like, it's almost like, Nori's doing a podcast for the right reason. Sometimes you like watching a show and that they're doing it just for the clickbait.
Yeah.
And to monetize like negative and put a negative
That's why
light on
Nori
it.
is good, because Nori will ask the
Yeah.
questions that people want asked, but he's not doing it in like a Vlad type way where he's like,
Well, what do you mean, like a cop? Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you guys have been like interviewed by a police officer, but that's exactly what it sounds like. But yeah,
and then they turn up over there, so you get that good energy.
Right, yeah. He knows how to ask you, he knows how to sandwich it in the joke form. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, nah, man. Them guys, I had nothing but love, man. We had fun over there, man, doing the show, man. So I definitely got to bring them on season 2, because season 2 we upgraded. Like, we got a new sponsor.
Okay.
A bigger bag, even though season 1 looked like, like we had a stupid bag. But the bag we got for season 2 is so dumb. Like, this man, this gonna look like WWF. Like, so I want to bring them.
nice.
So they can be like, these motherfuckers doing it. Like, you know what I mean? I gotta. They showed us so much hospitality, man. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna return the table and make them proud.
So that being said, you said a new sponsor, and off the air you said you're working with this sponsor. Why not give them a quick plug? What exactly is it that's bringing us the second season of your podcast?
Man, it's called Shells.com. And, it's this little shell right here, little shell. But it turns your phone. In my choice, but it turns your phone an iCloud computer, and you can also edit video. The dope part about we work with a lot of schools, and like even my alma mater, Worthing High, like I'm working with the principal and different schools, and we pretty much, you know, supplying the school system with, you know, with the app, man, and we be doing programs and
That saves like thousands of dollars. It's crazy.
That's dope.
crazy. This company right here, like it's already like evaluated close to $1 billion already. It's like when it's all said and done, this one right here is gonna bring in some nice billions, man, because like one of my business partners is the crown prince of South Korea. So
The Crown Prince of South Korea.
yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
anti Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
Hey. But yeah, so you know, I'm connected with some great people, man, and Michelle's.com, I got that going, and a lot of people they didn't know I own a percentage of Exotic Pop. You know, Exotic Pop is what I call the supreme sodas. You know, like
That's amazing.
we got so many flavors. You know, we just dropped one with some Filthy Rich. We got all the legends from Houston. You know, DJ Screw has his own cotton candy
Okay.
soda. Big Mo, Hawk, Fat Pat, Bun B got his own soda. We gave P. Diddy's son his soda, King Combs. His is called Wave Juice. We did one with the Migos. We did one with Drake Dad. We gave Drake Dad his own cream soda. Rob
Oh,
Kardashian.
the cream soda. I like that.
Yeah, Rob Kardashian got a cream soda. I got my red cream soda coming March. Who else we did some shit with? We got the Mob Ties, Black Alkaline Water, Jay Prince, and Rap a lot. So a lot of these things, sodas and drinks with. Oh, we got the Max Ray soda. You know, we got the Wu Tang soda because my guy ODB in the back. Wu Tang.
Yep.
So what we do, we put money back into the community and as well as their family gets money. So all these legends that are gone, you know, we was able to buy Big Mo mom, a car and some other things, you know what I'm saying? And she has a consistent flow of money coming. So with Exotic Pop, and we have Exotic Pop Kids, you know, I got vitamins coming. We got Sauce Walker.
Nice. Move over, Flintstones.
Water.
I gotta get down.
Hey, no problem.
Yes.
So
Cheeks Pop.
diversifying the portfolio just to keep the rolling.
Yo, I see. Yo, it's no joke. That's like everything on your body and in front of you, you own stock in or own a percentage of or equity in the company, it seems. So, hey, you're doing it, Flip.
I learned from upfront money. You know, we come from the hood thinking, hey, right now money. We want the fast 50 million, slow 100 million. You know what I'm saying?
Love that.
And so, you know, I've learned, and you can own 100% of some shit, own nothing, or you can own 5% of some shit and own a lot. So I do my deals like I do business with my verses and shows. I don't have a set price. I operate off of energy, safety, and what mood I'm in.
Right.
And I might be in the mood to do a $5,000 show, and I'll do it. I might not, you know what I mean? But it's on me. But I'm a hustler to the point, if I do give a person a discount, you know what I'm saying, I'll find a way to still make what I want. You know, if I give you a discount on the show, guess what? I'm going to have some people look for some people and figure out who needs some verses. So when I'm in town, I knock out 3-4 verses, a couple videos, a couple walkthroughs. I gave you a $3,000 discount. But guess what? I done made $8,000.
Yeah.
So it's out.
Smooth.
Sir,
It's the way to do it. Take notes, entrepreneurs.
do
A
that.
little percentage.
Yiddy.
Very, very smart. So that being said, so what
Hey.
else do we have for 2021?
Man, I'm working on my movie right now. I put out Flip Mayweather.
Does everything.
And
Got it.
just because me and Zero, we were working on our album. We done now. We putting out Kings 2. And so it was supposed to come out last year, but we gonna put it out this year. So Zero, he put out a project called Muhammad Ali. That's his alias. Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, my alias is Flip.
Nice.
Like Floyd Mayweather. So I put out the
Yeah.
Flip Mayweather, and that bridged the gap to me and Zero album come out. But currently I'm working on my movie. It's called King Life, the soundtrack as well. So I'm working on that in the soundtrack. And I'm almost done with the script. It's gonna be some A-listers, B-listers, Z-listers. Rest in peace to Tiny Lister. You know, he was gonna be in the movie too. But
Ah.
so So, so I'm working on my movie right now, bro. Podcast season 1 is done. You know, we done filming for like 3-4 months. I just acquired ownership in WWE.
What? Yo, that's big.
Teddy Long, man, the guy who used to bring out the Undertaker and say, "Hold on a minute, player, you got to go one-on-one with the Undertaker."
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. Teddy Long, I had him host the Flip Mayweather tape. So the whole mixtape, Teddy Long is talking through.
Yo, that is amazing that you had Teddy Long do that.
Yes. And I acquired, he was so impressed when I interviewed him for my podcast. He was so impressed. He was like, "Bro, I want you to executive produce my podcast." So he has his own podcast, Hold On a Minute, player. And we got different wrestlers we interviewed. So
Sick.
wow, my podcast is on down. Like once we do the season finale, then we'll have their show, him and Tony Snow show, you know, filling in the gap until we come back for season 2. So, man, I'm focusing on this movie. And the movie will get shot and done in the soundtrack. And then when I get done, and I'll be ready for season 2. And I tell you, I'm going to be even more turned up on season 2 because they done gave me a shitload of money.
Let's go. Now I got it. One question. Is there any chance we're going to get the Texas Rattlesnake on there?
Man, it's possible.
Those that
Need
know
Need
who
that
the
Stone
Texas
Cold.
Rattlesnake is. Yeah, the Stone.
Hey, it's
Need
possible.
that.
Yeah.
So, yo, there's a lot going on. So I guess, like, really, anyone out there listening, start by just following Lil Flip on Instagram. And I'm sure that will lead you to everything else, right?
Yeah, follow the Leprechaun, Lil Flip 713, and I'm always working on stuff, man. And I'm about to start doing some programs where I teach, you know, mentoring to these kids and younger people and older people, just people about life and business, because, you know, tutorials on everything, but it's not many tutorials that teach these artists and groom them on how to watch and protect their money and their safety. And, you know, a lot of these labels, they don't, you know, teach their artists media training and stuff like that. And, you know, my time at Columbia and Sony Records, I do commend them on that part of the aspect, because they was like, "Hey, take media training." They didn't force me. They just asked. They was, even though I already was a great interviewer prior to that, when I took it, it enhanced, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It didn't, you know, I know about posture and, you know, not letting nobody trick you to answer no shit, you know, like, I knew about those things, but it actually helped me take me to that next level to where an interview person can't trick me into saying some shit I don't want to say. You know what I mean? And so I feel like if artists would focus less on just partying and smoking loud and smoking backwoods and buying all this jewelry and really focus on other shit, they would have more money when they get bumpy road. Because right now the pandemic got a lot of people f***ed up. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, can't really move around and don't know what to do. And if you was an artist that was going around with a big head, on people, "Oh, you can't pay me 20 bands, you." You know what I'm saying? Like, I've watched artists start from the bottom and they get fame and they start getting 20K a show, and somebody call and be like, "Hey man, I ain't got number 15, will you do the show?" And they'll be like, "Man, you know, talk to them crazy." Yeah. I'm like, bro, yeah, I'm not trying to tell you what to charge for your shows. Know your worth. Hey, that's you, but it's still a way to handle telling somebody no. You don't have to demean nobody and make them feel little, because those same people you on, you go see them again, and the tables might be turned. Yeah. And a lot of people remember that. So throughout the whole ordeal of my whole career, when everybody had opinions about what I was doing, how I was doing, what I should do, I always worked with everybody.
Mm-hmm. Smooth.
Small dogs, medium dogs, the big budgets, the promoters. I did all that. You know what I'm saying? I worked with everybody because I feel like I was that person. I was in your shoes. Like I wanted to work with certain people, and didn't have a bag to do it, and you know, then came up with the bag. And lucky for me, man, I worked out from people free, you know, based on the type of person, you know what I'm saying, I am. And, you know, I salute people like Devin the Dude and Uncle Snoop, you know, and Jay Prince, you know, for being a mentor, because these guys, and even Floyd Mayweather, you know, these guys, they helped me and taught me different things. I learned a lot from them. And I'm applying everything I learned from everybody who came before me. The Jay Princes, the Tony Drapers, the Shugs, the Diddies, the You know, everybody, the Quincy Jones, everybody that came before me, I'm all of them in one body now.
Right.
Rap is one part of my brain. Now watch what the I'm finna show people. People don't know I really direct. I direct every video you saw, Game Over, all these videos. I wrote the treatments direct. I film, I edit, I mix, I make beats, play the piano. I do all that shit. So
Everything.
now I get to just show motherfuckers, hey, the last album I dropped was the Leprechaun 2. My first album was the Leprechaun 1. And I ended that, you know, St. Patrick's Day last year. I dropped my last album. So I'm not doing no more solo albums. I'm focused on collab albums. And I'm focused on movies and movie soundtracks. Because I have like 8 movies wrote. And it's time to go ahead and put them out. Some comedy, some, you know, thriller, horror, you know. So one of my aliases is Flip Tarantino. So you can already know.
Yep.
Some of my have Brains Get Blown, you know, and then Stephen King is one of my other favorite directors. So, you know, it's gonna be some gore, man.
There's a lot. As we wrap this up, this is what I've learned from this whole interview too, is just don't burn your bridges. Because look, right now you have all these different things, everything's starting to flourish, and now all these new opportunities. You're able to make movies, everything else. So there we go. Score one for the Renaissance men that are out there that can do a little bit of everything.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Yo, Flip, it's been an honor. We will follow you on Instagram. It's one more time for those that are out there driving in their cars. Let's have them pull their phones out. Take that risk.
LILFLIP 713. Lil Flip 713. Follow me, you know. If you want somebody who go post real shit, hey, that's me. You know, if you want looking for somebody who just sit on social media and talk about everybody and do weird shit to get followers, that's not me. But if you want
now you follow Hampton's Day for that. Flip, thank you. It has been a great honor, and we will be in touch for sure, because we definitely need to get that song between you and Cheeks. That's one thing. One thing I'll say from this podcast, we're trying to get as much out of is Cheeks collaborations, dream collaborations. So hopefully we can put something together.
Hell yeah, it's easy money.
Hey, I'm ready when you're ready.
I'll be here at the end, kid. No doubt.
Yeah.
There we go. We're making some hip hop history. Like I said before, all over the place.
We're
Legendary socialite, nostrils wide open.
Yep.
Hampton's Dave.
That's it.
Is in the house.
Cleaning plates.
Cleaning plates. He will clear that mirror off very quickly.
Razor blade Dave. Slicing and dicing.
Oh,
the white bison.
The white bison. Damn. That's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, so anyone out there listening, I'm sure you want to have a fun night with Hampton's Dave. If you're one of the ladies of the night, a scantily clad woman, then you can find Hampton's Dave on IG at Hampton's Dave.
Gladly giving my stimulus check out to the ladies of the night.
That's one way to spend it.
Yeah.
So that being said, apparently there is a new stimulus check being written. I'm not sure
Joe
for
Biden
how much.
one. I hope he puts his name on it too, like
you think he's gonna sign
Trump
it?
Did.
Yeah, he's gonna put his face somewhere on the bill too. We'll see.
With the sunglasses on, just him sitting back.
Yo, I'm liking Biden more and more.
Yeah.
Just because it pisses everyone off to like Biden. It's like, it's the only reason, like, classic. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with this bill. But you guys may have noticed that there are beeps over the curses that we say on this show. And there's a reason. It's because the FCC are a bunch of no good schlubs that have nothing better to do. And they Schmohawks. They try to milk our stations, our poor stations. Every time there's a foul or a curse word spoken, it's with great honor that we bring you this next segment, in which I was like, wow, what is the most profane song to come out? Like, what song has the most curses in it? I don't know what led me to start thinking this, but I decided to, put intern Mateo on the job to find us a few different lists to let us know. Because I've heard a lot of really, really crazy songs. Like, sometimes when I'm editing stuff, like editing the show, there's a lot of curse words. I got to put a lot of beeps over it. That's okay. But this one takes the cake here. Are you familiar? You guys remember Lil Jon, another Houston rapper, right? So before I give you guys the answer to this question, first off, Hampton's Dave, What do you think of all the hip hop songs you listen to? Is there or is there one song that stands out to you that you're like, you know what, this is definitely the most profane song of all time, the most curse words ever?
I don't know. Is it a little? It's a Little John song.
I already kind of blew up my spot a little bit by
Is
saying
it
that. Yeah.
Bia Bia?
It's not. It's not.
No,
but
like,
this was history.
Maybe not
This was
song, but I remember like growing up as like an interlude, the Wu-Tang one or the Method Man one.
that was a good one. Good interlude. A lot of cursing, feeding people, sewing people's buttholes shut, and feeding them over and over. Yeah, classic. No, that wasn't that. Mr. Cheeks, what do you think? You're a hip hop legend. Any song that like stood out to you over the years? You're like, damn, like this is crazy. There's no way they can edit this for radio.
Nipsey Hussle and the God, Donald Trump.
That's actually a good one. I didn't think about that. That one's the newer one. That one, there's a lot of curse words for sure.
I'll tell you,
Honestly, that's up there.
when they announced that Biden won, that was a good day.
That was the theme song.
That was we were just driving around, and it was a nice day in Bed-Stuy, and everybody was eating on the restaurants on the streets. So we were just rolling right up to people eating, just blasting "Fuck Donald Trump."
Hell yeah.
And you know, mostly it was everybody cheering and like loving it, but there's some people that
They can't really show their
there's
discomfort
some
though.
bozos.
So
There's some
good.
bozos out there.
Man, we got to get that dude on the show. Who was that psycho? Oh, he's probably locked up. I'm sure all these idiots are probably in jail still.
Who, the
I don't
guy in
know.
like that had like the face paint?
The Viking hat.
Yeah. Did you see that crackhead Barbie interviewed her? Did you see her?
Yeah. Yo, she's kind of blowing up now.
Yeah,
You guys
she's
remember
kinda
Crackhead Cheeks? You remember Crackhead
Yes.
Barbie, the sideshow that would come to the Ryan show live and she'd be dressed up all crazy, have her
She
titties
had, like,
flopping
the
all
Trump
over the place.
mask.
Flopping titties. Yeah, it was honestly pretty fun. She's pretty
I
fun.
gotta see that again. I can't remember that.
Who did she almost fight? Alexis Bell.
Alexis Bell. Yeah, good times. Classic.
I wonder how the
moments.
pandemic's treating her.
She's disappeared. I reached out to
I was gonna
Alexis
say,
Bell from
yeah.
Mateo. Mateo, of course, wanted her on, and he's got like his own little circus that he puts together every week. I should plug that right now. Let us be idiots. To anyone out there listening, our intern Mateo has his own podcast in which he brings a lot of regulars from this show onto his. So it's cool. It's kind of like almost like a follow-up sometimes, you know? You'll never know what you're going to get over there, including us. Hamptons Dave and myself, we've been there a few times. So yeah, definitely good to see the rise of Crackhead Barbie, because at first I thought it was just, like, it was a massive failure at first. It would be like 30 followers, and she's just craving the attention, but she hooked up with a good cameraman, and sometimes that's what it takes. I'm
I
hoping
feel
that's
like
what it's
that's
going
what
to...
it is. The editing.
Yes.
Like the last video she put out, the interviewing of her, like interviewing all the people around, the editing of it is fantastic.
Great job to the cameraman. Yeah, like, you know, you took lemons and you made lemonades, you know, multiple
And she's out of
multiple
her
glasses. Out of her mind.
mind. Yeah,
That's
she's
for
out
sure.
of her mind. She has no like, she's not embarrassed, so she pushes that line every time, and it's great.
Good for her, though.
I always thought it was hilarious.
Good for her. And so, really quick, to anyone out there that wants to see what we're talking about, Crackhead Barbie on Instagram, just like you'd imagine it spelled, it'll come up. And yeah, she's out there like harassing police officers, harassing rednecks, harassing. For some reason, there's still MAGA protests. There's little pockets of rednecks and stupid people running around. Yeah,
Idiots.
Bozos.
Whoa, those like a mother.
yeah. So you know, she's really doing a great job capturing that. You know, they're gonna be
It's
looking
good when
back
she
at
was
like
getting,
200
like,
years.
20 likes when she first started. She was like naked on the subway, like in a fat suit. She like had that fat suit on with her titties out.
It wasn't working. That suit wasn't working. Cause like, yo, honestly, she's got nice titties.
Yeah, she does.
These are pretty nice. I was kind of hoping
Shout
they'd
out
fall
to her
out.
titties.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing about her before this
Yeah.
cameraman. Honestly, yeah, we don't want to give her too much credit. You know, she's loving this attention
know.
right now. So yeah, we got a lot to look forward to. Yo, Lil Flip was a blast, and I gotta say once again, as like a true Lost Boys and a true Mr. Cheeks fan, I'm excited to see what you two would do together
Yeah.
on a track to mix that New York and that Houston style together. Holy come
No,
on,
that's gonna be a problem, kid.
it's gonna be crazy,
You know what I'm saying? Definitely a problem.
man. So we did say that we'd speak about this. So before we close out the show, we're going to get into it just a little bit. Did you guys hear about
Dogecoin?
these? Not just Dogecoin, but just the events that went down on Reddit over the past week with GameStop. And matter of fact, this is actually a great opportunity to bring Mateo on because he might do a better job than me to be able to explain it in layman's terms. I like to call it layman's terms, but only if you're from Sag
Layman's
Harbor.
terms?
Only if you're from Sag Harbor, you understand that. But what is the chance that layman's terms, or it's layman's terms, happens to be the same last name as our friends, the Lehmans? Anyway. So Mateo, why don't you explain to us? First off, we got intern Mateo here. We'd mentioned him in his podcast earlier. Mateo, explain a little bit what shorting a stock means, because that's really what this comes down to. For us to really explain the situation in layman's terms to the average listener out there, like myself, who doesn't really know too much. Yeah, we got. Yeah, he's speaking, but he needs to unmute himself. Do I get him on mute? There we go.
No, I got okay. So shorting a stock, I'm gonna do it in the most basic format. Say you have a horse and its percentages to win is greater than its percentages to fail, but you put all your money on the horse to win to fail. So the horse that's supposed to win fails, and you get all the money because you bet against the highest bid percentage-wise.
So essentially, you have to understand short selling, and that's when investors make money off a stock falling off, like you said. So in a short sale, they would borrow a share of stock like GameStop and then later on sell it. And if it does what they're expecting, they'll be able to buy it back at a lower price and then keep the difference. So GameStop happens to be the most, or one of the most heavily shorted stocks on Wall Street. And this time, this Reddit chat caught on to what was going on, this Wall Street Reddit chat. And when the hedge fund was about to short sell, they went in and bought a bunch of stocks, raising the value, and they cost these guys billions of dollars, actually shutting the fund down.
The people on Reddit were not random anonymous people. They were very much amateur day traders from firms in other cities, not on Wall Street.
Do you remember the name? It was like, what is the name of the group? They're now banned everywhere. There's no apps that are allowing them. But this is where the real controversy lies, because you'd think that an app like Robinhood,
Robinhood.
what does Robinhood do? He steals from the poor. I'm sorry, steals from the rich. Well, in this case, steals from the rich to give to the poor. So essentially, Robinhood made it so that you weren't able to buy or sell these GameStop stocks until the situation was figured out. So what it did essentially was save these hedge funds billions of dollars and prevent the common person from making that money. So, once again, going against the irony of the name Robinhood. And now, last night on Clubhouse, see, it all comes full circle, Elon Musk joined Clubhouse and interviewed the head of Robinhood on there and called the guy out. And this is the richest man on earth.
There are far more richer people than Elon Musk.
Are you sure? Well, I mean, but that you can actually quantify.
You're talking within tech, right?
I think that isn't he technically the
He's the richest person in the world.
that they can actually account for. There's other people that they
that's
can't.
What I mean. Yeah. Well, I know Bill Gates has more income than him.
Well, I mean, hey, you're the fact checker.
Yeah. Let me check that out. Yeah.
We'll see. Well, that being said, look, that's just like a very basic breakdown for those that are out there listening, because I know that people need to hear that. Everybody hears what's going on, but they don't know the exact breakdown. So, yeah, the long and short of it is, once again, super rich people are going to screw us common folk, like always. Hey, I guess that's just how it goes, ain't it? What are you going to do? Unless we all band up, unless, of course, because that's the whole thing is now, the rich people, like always, are going to pay some type of money to some type of lobbyist that has some type of interest that are going to change and alter the laws to benefit themselves. So, I mean, hey, what do I know? I've only lived here for 30 years.
What else had happened with
it says here in the article from today, Elon Musk is the richest person when it comes to taxes. Jeff Bezos and Bill Clinton could surpass him with wealth, but they give so much away to charity and nonprofits. They're third and second.
You said Bill Clinton?
No, no, I didn't say Bill Clinton.
I was going to say.
I said sorry. Elon Musk is the first richest, and I said Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos.
And Jeff Bezos. I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought you said Bill Clinton, and it wouldn't even. He probably is. It wouldn't even surprise me. All these corrupt politicians.
It says that Bill Gates and Bezos could surpass Elon Musk's wealth, but they give so much to charity and nonprofits that it makes them
Jeff
have
Bezos better be giving away something to charity. My man
crazy money.
He just took
and
over.
He still hasn't bought a wig.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my lord! And now Amazon's like taking over FedEx.
Yeah.
Amazon's like you see those trucks everywhere now. They have their own Amazon trucks all over the road.
all over.
Driving like idiots, mind you.
Yeah.
Yes, they are driving.
Terrible
I just
drivers. I don't know
understand
how they're
Driving
hiring.
robots.
It's a misconception that these guys pumping GameStop were like common people. A lot of them are pretty wealthy. If you're reading interviews on Forbes.
Well, now they
magazine.
are, especially.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, one
that's
guy
like
doubled up.
crazy.
He made 20 million the first day.
1,000K. Yeah,
So insane. So
40
insane.
million the next day.
I made 500.
Nice. Were you in the Reddit? I wouldn't. It doesn't even surprise me, Mateo, that
Yeah.
you were a part of this. Love that.
Thank you.
There we go. Good job,
That's like
Mateo.
was 500.
Yeah.
Should have went in for a little more. No face.
No, because I bet really low. I only put $10 and I came out with 500 around.
Imagine if you would have put 20 in.
I know.
Elon Musk also last night announced that within 5 years he plans to be colonizing Mars.
That I actually kind of agree with
I mean,
because
if the,
Russia's already announced that they want to colonize Venus.
what about Uranus?
Whatever.
yeah,
No, because there's a lot of oil and diamonds on both planets.
Really?
Yeah.
That I didn't know. Okay. All right. Well, see,
you
that's
beat
why
me
we're here.
to
That's
it.
why he's our intern. That's why he goes to college
Yeah.
and we go to the School of Hard Knocks. And it's time, guys. I think it's time that we bring Honky Wonky in here because it's almost, we got to start wrapping things up, as they say. So follow
DJ
us.
Honky Wonky.
Is it really happening? Is DJ Honky Wonky finally making an Instagram? We'll find out. But until then, it's going down, Cheeks. I am excited for you. Sunday, February 7th. Sounds like a
I'm
great.
excited. I'm jealous. Up here, everything's
Football?
shut down.
It's just
Oh,
not
man,
fair.
bro, I see all the snow y'all got. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
shut down. And we can't do anything in New York. There's no Super Bowl parties anywhere. It's the worst.
We're
I'm
just
not
torturing our listeners. The only time it's good to listen to the show at the outro is when you're in Atlanta because you can't go to
That's
all
it.
these fun events we plug. Crazy. Or Panama City, Florida, I believe was the last one.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, good stuff. Very good stuff. It's been a great week, gentlemen. Lil Flip, Mr. Cheeks, new music coming soon. Thanks to this, whatever you call it, collaboration. Us sitting here making things happen. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes,
folks,
sir.
join us. Apparently, our clubhouse is open at 10 o'clock p.m. in just a few minutes. I'll be there alone, smoking, drinking, got a crack of thinking. If money smell bad, you already know the rest. Fill in the blanks. Gentlemen, it's always good to be hanging with you. I got to say, it's just always something entertaining. And we've got something great booked for next week. So if I were you right now, I'd pull over and I'd put it in the calendar. Whatever time it is right now that you're listening to this very station that you're on, lock in the day because next week we've got some legends coming your way.
Ooh.
That's right.
Let's go.
And they will dunk on you.
Yes, sir.
Super hard. So that being said, Mr. Cheeks, what else we got going on? Anyone else here have anything to plug before we head out and ride off into the sunset tonight, gentlemen?
Nope.
That's it, right? It's been a good night. I will say that.
It's been a good night if you're in New York.
Good night, baby. Good interview and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're doing our thing, gentlemen. Once again, follow us at The Ryan Show, at The Ryan Show FM, at Hamptons Haven, at The Real Mr. Cheeks for all of your Ryan Show entertainment. And really quick, don't forget that Thursday, every Thursday, you can catch me solo, just myself, me, myself, and I doing Instagram interviews, very controversial ones at that. We do have Captain Room coming on. He is very offensive, but he doesn't mean to be. He's in Japan, so he doesn't know what words he can say and what words he can't. So he's going to find out on The Ryan Show Live what he can and can't say. So don't be afraid to check us out at The Ryan Show Live on Instagram as well. Also this week we have Rocco making his return after saying really mean things to Rampage and the rest of our team last time he was on. I guess he was offended.
When's Rocco coming?
He's going to actually confront me because apparently, I don't remember, but apparently I said that he should lube up before he goes to sleep in case he gets probed to make the experience less
He's a
painful.
bozo too.
But he heard that. He's very upset. So he'll be on the
I can't
Ryan
wait
Show
for
Live.
this.
Yeah.
I'll be on
I-
the comments. I'm gonna be in the comments for that one.
Oh, my Lord. So, yeah, shouts to you, the listener. We love you. We appreciate you. And to the listeners out there that are musicians, which I'm sure most of you claim to be, please send us your music. If it's fire, we'll air it. If it's not, I'm sending it to
We'll tear
Nora
it.
to send you some
Air it or
generic
tear it.
response. Air it, we'll tear it. Exactly. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Listeners, thank you as well. This is the Ryan Show FM, and we will be back next week.